There's literally no one else here like you, with what you have, with your unique set of interests and gifts and personality. So revel in this. It is your own kind of magic. Welcome to Intuition Unlocked, the podcast empowering empathic women who feel misunderstood, overwhelmed, or disconnected from their intuition, begin to trust their sensitivities, find inner clarity, and show up with embodied, unstoppable confidence in their daily lives. I am your host, Olivia Ashley, an empath and intuitive, and I am so happy you're here. Hello, everyone. This is Olivia, and welcome to Intuition Unlocked. If you are a new listener, welcome. I'm so happy you found us and are joining our community. And if you are a returning listener, yay, welcome back. Let's dive even deeper into these beautiful, life-changing, truly topics and get us more connected to ourselves and our purpose and our path. If you are tuning in today, it's because you may be searching for something deeper, maybe a sense of purpose, a calling, or perhaps simply more clarity in the noises of everyday life. Purpose isn't just about doing. I think we can get really caught up in relating purpose to career or to those doing acts, but it's really about lining with what truly resonates with you each on a soul level. If you feel that inner pull toward meaning, fulfillment, passion, or making an impact, well, this episode is crafted for you to help break down some barriers that you may be facing and get you reset and connected with what purpose truly is, at least how I view this purpose and spirit, my guides view purpose, and get you reconnected to yourself. So today's key takeaways will be you will find out how discovering your joy can serve as a guiding light towards your path. You will learn how a mindset rooted in love, gratitude, and positivity will open doorways in ways you may not even expect. And we will explore practical daily steps to embrace your uniqueness and grow through life's challenges to align you with your purpose. So let's start with a question of purpose. So many of us, especially those drawn to spirituality, manifestation, and mindset work, reach a point where we start asking, what is my purpose? Am I on my path of purpose? What does purpose look like? Is my career aligned with my purpose? How do I find it, live it, make it fulfilling, and even financially sustaining? So these are some really big questions, but they are beautiful ones. And I have been there myself where I felt unfulfilled, uninspired, and even a little lost in the routines of my daily life. But I've always sensed that I'm meant for something greater, something more deeply meaningful. And yet this belief sometimes made my everyday life feel insignificant. It felt like things weren't quite aligning and that my life was almost like a sham. Like I'm not who I think I am and my life isn't aligning. And so what's wrong with me? What's wrong with this place in this universe? And things aren't happening the way I'm expecting them to. And so I began this journey of unpacking this feeling within myself and noticed it's something many of my friends and clients grapple with too. So I started to go even deeper and rethink this question and look at it a little differently. So this episode is kind of an overview of what I've come to understand in how I am now utilizing and sensing purpose in hopes that it too will help shift your mindset around it to feel more supportive for you. So at the core, I believe this question of how do I find my purpose? What is my purpose? Really stems from a lost connection to our inner spark. That wild, creative feminine energy within us that loves and creates and moves through life with joy and power and purpose. This voice can get muffled by societal expectations and the paths we're taught to follow as children, especially as a woman and mother. So for those of us who are intuitive and creative and passionate, which I think we all are, but maybe some of us are more aware of that side of us than others, these preset paths that are placed upon us, these programmings that we're shown and we accept, and these decisions that we walk because we think we're walking this path that is correct, can often start to feel restrictive. And then we begin to really question, what is my purpose? Am I living my purpose? Because it doesn't feel like we are for some of us. I know I've been there. And without space to explore our desires, our dreams, our unique gifts, again, that feeling of feeling lost, uncertain of our purpose really rears its head. Our inner compass gets clouded by fears and day-to-day worries and the programming that no longer aligns with our evolving selves. I think something I've had to start doing as well as a part of this programming is realizing that your purpose is not just a career. It is not just an achievement. It is deeply connected to you. And I find that so purpose in that sense is connected with our deep values, our own strengths, our desires, our curiosities, our excitement, our natural way of being in the world. And I think some of us have lost that sense. We don't even remember, what was that when I was a child? What is that core being of myself? And that's part of this journey. I think that's often that first step of uncovering is you have to find you again. And so purpose could be found in the way you nurture relationships, you express yourself creatively, you serve others, or even raise a family. For some, purpose is felt in our daily life, in our relationships, our connection to spirit, and the impact we're making in our day-to-day and or in our career. So when I'm talking about purpose, I'm referring to soul purpose, a fulfilling connection to yourself that is not just defined by a job or profession. And I will most likely have a different podcast episode in the future specific to purpose and career and support you all there. But let's unpack purpose together in this soul sense. Here's what I'm really feeling from spirit when I felt in and asked for messages around living your purpose, finding your purpose. I heard that purpose is our soul's divine path. It's the illuminated path before us. I can imagine me standing here, or each of you standing, and then in front of you is this path forward. There are many doors, many options, many other paths, which open to other opportunities and experiences, which you may worry will take you from this set path forward. But what I'm getting is no, those are all just opportunities for you to choose. Every day we have options to choose what we wear, what route we drive, what book we read, what coffee shop we go to. And each one of those choices is redirecting you just a touch. It's kind of really beautiful. Like we have all these parallel pathways and timelines we could be walking and probably are walking as a soul, because our soul is so multidimensional and expansive and is doing so much more than we can even imagine from this perspective. And you, your soul, your spirit team have selected kind of these set paths and opportunities in front of you. And yet note that that doesn't mean you don't have free will. You can always choose doors that are maybe not in this set grouping of sorts. It's like, this is your heart path. This is your soul path. This is kind of where you're being nudged towards, that you signed up for, the people that you're going to have these soul contracts with, these connections with. You can always turn and be like, I'm going to just do this really wild out of box thing. But then you still get kind of pulled back towards this more set path, or you keep choosing those and it's like, okay, we're going to go that way then, and we're going to figure this out together. So it's really interesting to see, and I hope that I describe that in a way that makes sense. But it is you. It is your divine path. It is your purpose is aligned with your soul and your soul's knowings, characteristics, personalities, mission, traumas, karma, all of those things that you come here for. And to begin to feel more aligned with your purpose, Spirit asks you to trust in your inner visions and gentle nudges, which is core to this whole podcast, this whole conversation today. So I heard really clearly, life is a dance, and finding purpose is about staying in motion. So following that curiosity, following that excitement, taking small steps, and not being stagnant in your life. There's this encouragement too for having collaboration and connection around your purpose, because it's reminding us that we're in an era of community, of shared storytelling, And this is like ancestral remembrance, is what I'm sensing. This journey isn't meant to be taken alone. Your purpose unfolds as you lean into support and friendship and others and community. Remember that the path is also open before you. Trust into your next step and keep following that thread, right? Back to those gentle nudges and listening to your voice. With each step, you are weaving this unique tapestry of purpose. So that is the message from Spirit today around purpose. And now I want to dive into some key aspects I see and have learned to help find your purpose and live a life of purpose. So firstly is the role of intuition, which is going to blend through all of these other ones. So at its heart, intuition is an instinctive feeling. It's a direct connection to your inner wisdom that is bypassing that logic, and it taps you into who you truly are. It's that guide within you that's helping you understand what fulfills you and what aligns with your soul. So trusting your intuition allows you to move toward a life that feels both purposeful, authentically yours, and is a part of your purpose. It brings it all together. A huge piece that you can begin to do that will help you find your purpose is following your joy. So it might sound very simple, but I promise you it is not, and yet it is very impactful. I really believe your soul's natural inclination is towards joy. That harmony is your birthright, and following what uplifts and excites you is a powerful way to align with your purpose. So can you lean into genuinely what brings you joy, what lights up your spirit, and make connections to those being parts of why you're here? Your purpose is meant to feel expansive and fulfilling and energizing, not something that leaves you drained or wore down and stressed. And so it's a really good compass to say, hey, what is really working and aligning with me and what isn't? And you can see joy as the compass that keeps you aligned with your calling. It's going to guide you to share your gifts authentically with the world and guide you to the people, the places, the experiences that you need or want to be having as a soul. So if you can trust that pull towards what fills you, what brings you light, what brings you happiness, joy, excitement, you will tap into the soul-driven path you are meant to follow. An actionable tip for you around finding your joy could be making a joy list. So listing the things that currently bring you energy and excitement, no matter how small or ordinary those things might be. And then every day, choose one thing from that list that you can do. So then you know you are prioritizing moments of joy, and it will create a ripple effect. Something else that's going to support you finding your joy and overall your purpose is reprogramming your mindset. This is one of the most transformative steps towards finding and aligning with your purpose and a life of purpose and joy and intuition and support. So this shift begins with consciously choosing beliefs, mindsets, emotions that are empowering, are full of positivity, gratitude, expansiveness, creation, curiosity. These are core components to a purpose-driven life. Gratitude, I see, really will help you connect with the present moment, and then you can recognize the abundance already surrounding you. This then reprograms your mind to start seeing these things more and expecting beautiful things to be happening. You're abundant, you are supported, you have love in your life, and then your doors on that path start to become a little bit higher frequency and a little bit more supportive, because it's opening to these greater possibilities because you are believing that is what's possible. You are believing that there is something more, something beautiful, something full of gratitude, abundance, support, and that shifts your perspective and your whole life. While this sounds so basic, if you look at psychology, neuroscience, quantum science, are really showing that your beliefs and your emotions and your thoughts are literally creating your reality. It is so deep and purposeful and will truly transform where your life is headed and how you feel about yourself, because you are shaping the perception of what is possible. And when you choose specific aspects, such as empowering beliefs, as feeling lucky, as feeling and knowing that this life is giving you exactly what you need, this is supporting your growth and your self-worth, and it's creating this mental landscape that really allows your purpose to unfold naturally and confidently because you are showing up in that space. So an actionable tip that I would give you that anyone can do would be to practice a gratitude affirmation. Start each morning by stating, I'm grateful for what I have and excited for what is on its way. You can also pick 3 things that you're grateful for every morning and just repeat those and say them out loud, say them in your mind, because again, it is setting your day with the intention of positivity, and it opens you up energetically and frequency wise to things that are more aligned with love and positivity and happiness. Like, who doesn't want to be a beacon of that? I will also share 2 programs that have really helped me have been Lacey Phillips' To Be Magnetic. Her work is divine and beautiful. She is a dream guest for me to have on this podcast or to be on hers. And then also Mimi Bouchard's Superhuman app. I've been doing that for the last 2-3 months, and I can feel a difference. It's music and affirmations and visualizations that she does in her app that are all based in this work. So go check them out. Another piece that I see being core to helping you find your purpose is setting the expectation of miracles. So it might sound out there, but when you trust and follow your intuition, you surrender to the world, to spirit, to the universe. Like, just surrender in your life, because you know you can trust what's happening. You know you can be confident that things are coming for you that will not miss you. You will open yourself to the miraculous nature of life. It's like you step into a current of possibilities where things align effortlessly. Yes, you have to put in the work, and yet by taking those steps, by choosing the things that support you, align you, make you feel good and well and rested and nourished, and you're listening and acting on your intuition, just the magic of synchronicity will take center stage. It's like there's no doubt about this. And you also can kind of set that expectation that this will be the case. When you step into that flow, your purpose isn't forced or controlled. It begins to naturally unfold. Like, it reveals itself to you with surprising ease and depth. Like, you know what's working, you know what's not feeling good. I'm going to find that next right step. And it's often we want to think of like, what is my purpose? And I found it and now I'm done. And purpose is really your day to day, how you show up, the actions you take, what you are doing. I really implore you to embrace the magic and expect the unexpected, because miracles are life's way of affirming you're on the right path. They will show you that the universe is collaborating with you, and bring just a sense of awe and wonder, because that is purpose. That is divine. That is the wild feminine. It's like this full embodied knowing and power that there is so much potential and possibility. And so with that topic, the next thing I want to share is exactly this. Lean into your wild uniqueness. So there's 2 parts to this. Firstly, as a woman, as the feminine embodiment, yes, we have masculine embodiment too, but there is this deep reclamation right now of this wild feminine energy that is wanting to come through. I feel it. I sense it. I feel like those listening here can relate to this or are embodying or working towards this. And this is aligned with our purpose, because this wild feminine really represents the untamed, intuitive energy within each of us. It is that essence that is deeply rooted in creativity and instinct, intuition, and a profound connection to nature and the cycles of nature. I see it as embracing our true selves beyond these societal molds. It's where we honor our emotions and our natural gifts are allowed to emerge. We're not in fear. We're not worried about how we're being perceived. We are feet planted, connected to earth, connected to cosmos, being that bridge. And in doing that, we discover and fulfill our purpose. So I want to really share that the wild feminine is urging us to reconnect with this raw, authentic part of ourselves so we can tap into that deep well of passion and courage and confidence. So just as connected to this is that wild uniqueness is really speaking to the aspects that feel original and free and alive. Parts that are often hidden, we hold them back because of external expectations. It's leaning into this, letting it illuminate a path to our purpose, to your purpose that is as unique as your soul expression. So embracing these qualities, again, just empowers us to feel all these things, to be able to reprogram our mind, to find that joy, to listen and expect miracles, and to follow our path. There's literally no one else here like you. With what you have, with your unique set of interests and gifts and personality. So revel in this. It is your own kind of magic. Let it be explored and expressed and loved. And let this uniqueness really show out, because you will find those and attract those and those things that are for you, that will support you. An actionable tip you can take to help you with this is to identify a unique skill or interest you have specifically, and then explore it. Maybe even just for 5 or 10 minutes, really starting to reconnect to that wild sense, those natural gifts that are there for a reason. They're clues to what you're meant to pursue. The last piece that I will share today around this, and there's so much more, but I think these are the top pieces that are wanting to come through, is to take one step every day and trust the process. Purpose is not a destination. And if you want to look at it that way, I think you're going to be a little bit misguided or hard on yourself when you don't feel like you're attaining or getting to that destination. It is a journey that you can live moment to moment. Something I see often with this is that stagnancy that we feel. We aren't taking those steps. We're not trusting the process, or we're worried, we're fearful. Then we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm like, can I trust myself? Can I listen to myself? Do I even have a voice? What do I want, right? If you're just starting on this journey, it might feel like you have a really big hill to climb. And yet I promise you, one small step every day to put in focus of, let me stop pressing and pushing to say, I have to know my purpose. I need to find this purpose, right? It's kind of in that question, finding your purpose. You already know your purpose. Your purpose is you. Let yourself take a breath and relax and note that you are living your purpose. It might just need to be a little bit more focused or supportive, more full of joy and heart-centered, and then things start to realign. So ultimately, remember, this is an expression of you. So living authentically and purposefully is about following your unique desires and stepping into each day with courage and openness. A part of this is trusting. You're going to face challenges. You're going to come up against things that are uncomfortable, that may feel like a failure, and yet trust the process. You may need to pivot, adapt, and start again, but believe that what's meant for you will not pass you by. We have to learn things. We have to grow. We can't just expect to say, I want to be here and this is how I'm going to be embodied and what my day is going to look like, without putting in the work to actually learning and setting up the systems to have a life that in a day and a habit allows for that to be. As much as I would love to quantum leap and be like, I went from here to here and like, look, woo, that was so easy. It takes time. It is a process. And yet that is like the most beautiful thing, right? We don't want to read a book and go from the intro in the first chapter to like the finality. We miss so much in between There is a beauty in this process and in the unfolding of what is going to happen, the experiences you're going to have, the people you're going to meet, the lessons you're going to learn. It is one thing at a time, one day at a time. So an actionable tip here would be to write down one small action step that will move you toward a desire, a dream, a goal, feeling more aligned in your joy or gratitude. So maybe it's a phone call, doing a little bit of research, or even setting aside a few minutes to just commit to doing the daily action. Allow yourself to pivot as needed. Be flexible. Don't be hard on yourself. This is not about perfection. Remember, it's about movement. It's getting this flow going. It's getting the movement happening. It's showing your spirit and the universe and your soul, like, I'm listening, I'm showing up, and that is enough. You are enough. So remember, maybe it's a reframe that needs to happen. Maybe it's not finding your purpose. It's living and embodying your purpose. This purpose is there. You've not necessarily lost it. You might just have lost touch with it. It's always there. It's within you. It's unique to you. It isn't shaped by society's expectations, but what truly fills you up, what energizes you, what brings you joy, what brings you excitement. Give yourself some space to explore these steps that I've shared and become comfortable tuning into your intuition, and watch as it gradually illuminates this path forward. The road is clear. Walk it your way. Dance with life and really trust your visions. Plant those seeds, watch them grow, but note that it's a process. It takes nourishment, it takes time, it takes a little bit of failure sometimes, and it's all purposeful. Thank you so much for joining me today on Intuition Unlocked. If this episode resonated, please consider sharing it with someone who might need that gentle nudge to trust their inner voice too, and reframe what finding their purpose is really like for them. And if you like this content, please follow the show so you never miss out on any more of these conversations. I'm so happy and grateful to have you here and for you being a part of this community. Thank you for joining me on Intuition Unlocked. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of insight, guidance, or intuitive inspiration. To dive deeper into our community and get access to exclusive content, head to my website at www.olivia-ashley.com and subscribe to my newsletter. You can also connect with me on Instagram at wildlyolivia for daily inspiration and updates. Remember, your intuition is your superpower. Trust it, nurture it, and let it guide you. Until next time, I'm Olivia Ashley, and I can't wait to connect with you again.